And then Eli Manning and his lawyer turn over an email, I guess, to the court, to the feds, whatever it is. And in that email, Eli Manning sends an email to the equipment manager saying to him, I need 2 helmets that can pass as game used. That was a request because his marketing manager said to him, we need 2 game used helmets. There's a couple collectors that want to buy them. So here's an email, which is the smoking gun in this case, in which Eli Manning is suggesting to an equipment manager, go doctor up a couple helmets and make sure they can pass as game used. That's a problem. It's a big problem because you got a guy that put $4,500 out of his pocket, and before that, the guy he bought it from laid out $5,000 to buy what he thought was an authentic game-used helmet. Then you have Brandon Steiner and Steiner Sports who thought they were buying, these helmets and selling them as authenticated game-used helmets. So he's got a problem in that he's representing something that he believes to be true, which turns out it may not be true. And you've got this email, which they turned over on their own, which is a whole nother part of the story. But my question to you, because you know better than me, let's assume a judge decides that email is all he needs, and Eli Manning is guilty of committing this fraud. Is that jail time?
No, I don't believe.
Is there like a? Is it?
I don't believe it would be a criminal case. I really don't. I think it would. They probably have some civil liability and
write a check, something like that.
Yeah, I think. And you listen to the statement that his lawyer's representative put out yesterday, and you want to talk about a politician's non-answer,
right?
I mean, the email was taken out of context.
What's the context?
What's the context? It looks like it's a pretty complete back and forth. And by the way, they presumably have possession of all the emails. They represent Eli. Right. So if it's out of context, put it in context.
For sure.
Release the other things where Eli's like, just joking. Right. No, use the real game.
I didn't get hit in that game, so use that one.
Well, we know that never happened with the Giants' offensive line.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
The whole story's written, and Al and I were talking about it. Listen, how much money could Eli have made off those helmets? I mean, they bought them for $4,000, right? So what they sell them for $2,000?
The guy makes multi-millions of dollars.
That's the part I don't get. I also don't buy. And listen, I read the email you did. It's the front page of the effing newspaper today. It's a big story today. The thing I don't get is, well, there's a lot of aspects of it I don't get. I don't get why would Eli Manning, who from all accounts seems to be a good guy,
absolutely
right, and clearly doesn't need a couple $1,000s. Why would he risk it for what might be $500, $1,000 when he's made over $100 million? That's the part I don't get. Number two, I don't get why they would. I don't get. I don't get why everyone would deny it if they had the emails for the last 5 years.